Have you ever taken some time to just sit and think about your grandparents or even great grandparents? Because you probably have some memories with them, right? But I mean, just have you ever imagined how their life looked like? Like, for example, your great grandfather. He got married, he got kids, wife, house, car, work, all at the time of like wars and everything at the same time. If it wasn't for him, you would not be here, right? Have you ever taken some time to appreciate that? All of the hard work that he put to, to build a house. So now here is like your whole family. I remember that like few years ago, my family had this big like, let's say, meeting. I think it was like anniversary of some anniversary of my great grandfather, and we have this one photo. We have like just this entire family and my great grandfather sitting in the middle. Like if you just imagine that, all of that, it's because of him. Don't you feel that huge level of respect, that huge power? Wow, that's just huge respect, right? Imagine he literally got all of these things. Like he got married, he got kids, he built a house, he was working all of this time, he bought a car, he provided for his family. He was such a hardworking man. All of that during like wars, during these difficult times. And like he, of course, their life wasn't perfect, like, right? Because you hear that, in those days, men were like more abusive and all of that stuff. So of course this wasn't perfect, but have you ever just taken some time to imagine how their life looked like? And then compare it to our life nowadays, where like we just over dramatize every little problem. We just get so like sad and so depressed if anything happens. Like, do you think your great grandfather got all sad and all depressed for like 3 or 4 months when some girl friend zoned him? Like, first of all, he probably didn't have this problem at all because he was just masculine as fuck. But like, if you compare his life to how we act and how we live nowadays, it's just so pathetic, right? We get so lost in thoughts and lost in problems with anything basically. And he got to do all of that during war. He set up his own family. I mean, that's just. I'm lucky enough to now have both of my grandparents alive, like grandparents from my mom and from my dad's side, from my mom's and from my dad's side. But I am also so grateful because I got to spend time with my great grandfather, and I don't know, he died when I was like 13, 14. So he was alive for most of my life, and I have so many great memories with him. I mean, I'm just super grateful because I have a great dad. I have a really great grandfather, but my great grandfather, I just appreciate him so much, and sometimes I think that I would just trade so much to just spend like 5 or 10 more minutes with him. So all of this video is that if you have your grandparents or your great grandparents alive, that's perfect. I know that sometimes we think it's lame that we want to be like so focused on our self-improvement journey and on our habits and and on everything, but just taking some time to, like, maybe going to your grandparents once per 2 weeks. It doesn't cost you much, yet it means so much for them. And you need to realize that, like, grandparents are like this. They are like, for me, they are a treasure because they have so much knowledge and so much experience. Like, you probably don't even realize that they have lived for so long that you can literally ask them about anything, and they will have a story for it. Like, they will, like, my grandpa just all of the time tells stories, like, with their friends that they had in childhood or in early adulthood, and it's just always so lovely to listen to it. First of all, because it's just a nice story, and it's you just feel these great emotions, but you can take out so much from it. Yet we are just so focused on ourselves, on, or even, I mean, okay, if you're focused on yourself because you're working hard, that's good. But if you meet your family like once per year or once for 6 months, but all of your free time you spend like scrolling or on video games or something, you should be ashamed of yourself. And that's it. It, it's like when I was younger, of course I didn't realize it and I didn't appreciate it, not near as much as I do right now. But seriously, right now I would give out everything to just meet my great grandfather for like 5 or 10 extra minutes, because when you take some time and think about how their life look like, you just realize that nowadays we just overcomplicate everything, and we can still deal with the problems the way they used to, right? Even though we have all these devices and AI and ChatGPT, like, that's just compare these things together. Your great grandfather living life with no internet, no social media, nothing. Like, how did they used to do that all of these years ago? How did you move from one place to another? How did you? Wow, that's okay. Next time I meet my grandfather, I need to talk about him with, like, on so many different topics, because that's it. All, like, I'm giving you this advice for you to realize that if you still have your grandparents alive, just spend with them as much time as you can, because, like, first, it's so good for them. You'll see them all happy with such a big smile whenever you they see you. But also, from this a bit like egoistic point, you can have so many good learnings, so many good lessons from these conversations, that it would be really such a shame not to spend that time with your grandparents, just so they unfortunately die in few years. And once you get a bit older, you are just like me, being like, yeah, I wish I spent more time. I wish that I just turned my brain off. I just ignored the thoughts that, spending time with them is boring and I'd rather just play some video games, because just then you realize and appreciate just their whole existence. Yeah, so that's it. Huge respect to to all of our grandparents and great grandparents. And that's it. If you still are lucky enough to have them alive, reach out to them. Call them, maybe send them a text message. Yeah, because you just never know how long these good things may last. This video is a bit sad, but But seriously, I just want you to appreciate them as much as possible. And yeah, this is it. Your great grandfather was probably such a gigachad. Once again, like if you think about it, that he did all of these things, that he got married, he built his own house, he got like your grandparents, he got his children with his beautiful wife, traditional family. I know that we hear that, these relationships were probably abusive and all of that, but still, I think that we should take some time to just appreciate all of that. And wow, I mean, yeah, your great grandfather was probably such a man. Compare him to you. His testosterone level was like level 1000. His male drive, everything. Oh wow, yeah. I wore for this video the most grandpa shirt I I found in my wardrobe. So yeah, this is it. I will see you all next time.